Swarnalata Iyer, consultant psychologist, director, Sessions Academy Infinity, Bangalore. In today's times, everyone is stressed out. The elderly are in fear that they may contract the infection. The adults are thinking, worried about their future, their children's future. The youngsters, that is the school-going children and the college-going children, are anxious about their future because exams are not being conducted and they don't know what this is going to lead to. They are afraid to dream. Everyone is in a state of stress. Even the young child is so much in stress because the child is not able to go out and play. Yeah, how long can a child stay inside the house? Now, what do? We cannot change the situation definitely, but there is something that we can do. We can increase our resilience. That is our ability to deal with the situation. Yes, this is very much possible. So today, I'm going to give you some small tips on how you can increase your resilience. First and foremost, resilience is our ability to deal with what we call as stress. So how do I increase this ability? It is just like improving your physique. What do? You go to the gym, you eat good food, you do regular exercise, you follow the nutrition list given by your trainer, right? You get enough sleep, you relax. Similarly, to build our resilience, there are many things that we need to do. Yeah. First and foremost, let us remember that resilience is all about our attitude. How are you looking at things? How are you looking at the present situation? You're looking at it with fear. Fear decreases your immunity level. But how do I overcome the fear? Gain knowledge. Read a lot about the infection. Read a lot about what you can do to improve your immune system and practice this. But unfortunately, what are people doing? They're watching the news, they're reading the newspaper, which is full of just negative information. News, unfortunately, today does not give us anything positive. They're not telling us about the recovery rate. Somewhere in the corner, there is a small line speaking about the recovery rate being 53% in India, which is very good, but this is not highlighted. What is highlighted is all the negativities about the infection. How many deaths? How many are getting infected daily? So, first and foremost, please stop being addicted to the news. I know people who watch the news the whole day. The same negativity is being repeated over and over again. Now, what is going to happen to your thoughts? They're going to be completely negative. So first and foremost, just watch the news maybe for half an hour in a day. The rest of the time, please fill your mind with positive thoughts because it's your attitude which matters a lot during this situation. The other day I was listening to Kiran Bedi. She was also saying that COVID-19 is not a disease, it's an attitude. Yes, so ask yourself, how am I going to face this? How am I going to deal with this? How am I going to help myself? How am I going to help my family? Right? So, in order to fill yourself with positive thoughts, the first and foremost is your self-talk. How are you talking to yourself? What are you saying to yourself day in and day out? Let's do a small activity, if I may call it that. I want you to tell somebody who is close by, tell them something that you cannot do, right? Like, I can't swim, or I can't drive a four-wheeler, something like that. So please tell the other person what you cannot. Okay? Done? Right. Now, what I want you to do is say the same thing, but use the words that I give you. So instead of saying, I can't swim, suppose you have said that. So instead of saying, I can't swim, I want you to say, I choose not to swim. Right? So please say that again. Did you find the difference? What's the difference? Yes, you have a choice. In everything, you have a choice over your thoughts. It's not that you can't do, but you choose not to do. Right? That's what it tells us. So you see, this is what self-talk is about. What are you telling day in and day out? I can't do this, I can't do that. Sorry, no, change it. Say, I choose not to do it. And the moment you say that, you're like, do you really choose? If you don't choose, what are the steps to go ahead? Right? So self-talk is very important. Please look at how you are talking to yourself. This makes a lot of difference to your attitude, and when your attitude changes to a positive one, your family is also going to feel much more positive about the whole situation. Second, how you perceive things. Because, in psychology, we define stress as a perceived threat. It's not a real threat, but it's a perceived threat. So how are you perceiving things is the question you need to ask yourself. How are you looking at things? With fear? With anxiety? You need to change it. So how do we do it? A very small tip for you. We call it SOS of your thoughts. S, stop. So when you get a negative thought, just stop. Become aware of it and stop. Next is observe. O for observe. Observe your thought. So what is it? Is it a negative thought? Is it a positive thought? Is it a neutral thought? Now, if it's a positive or a neutral thought, fine. But if it's a negative thought, the next one is switch. S for switch. Switch your thought. Change your thought. Now, this is the most difficult part of it. How do I switch my negative thought? You need to just question yourself. Are you thinking right about certain things? I'll give you an example. The other day, one of my clients had called me and she was telling me about how she had done so much for her family, but now nobody seems to be reciprocating it. She was very miserable about it. I told her the same thing, SOS. So when it comes to switching, how will she change her thought? I told her, instead of saying, oh, I did so much for my family, can you say, I did so much for my family and I feel so good about it? Yes, you did. But why are you feeling miserable about having done things for your family? Why don't you feel good about it? See, this is how we change our thoughts. We do a lot of things, but then we feel miserable about doing it. No, please feel good about everything that you do. Feel good about yourself. And that is how you're going to change your thought. Why don't you feel good about yourself? What is stopping you from feeling good about yourself? Nothing. You yourself. Yes? So this is a short video. Just 2 tips to build your resilience during these times. One is please observe your self-talk. How are you talking to yourself? Don't put yourself down. Second is SOS, stop, observe, switch. So, did this help you? Thank you.